My name is B, and today I'm going to be talking about trade. My research question is, how does trade impacted people throughout history? To answer my research question, I need to know about trade while the ancient civilization in Indus Valley and while the Industrial Revolution and also today. In the Indus Valley, people traded goods for other goods since people didn't have money yet. Just like the other ancient civilizations, the Indus people used stone cubes as a scale because they didn't have scales like we have today. Farmers and city workers trade. The Indus civilization also trade with the Mesopotamians. Seals are used as a mark of traders or a good luck charm. So this is the Indus scale, and these are stone cubes that they use to measure weights, and this is the Indus seal. This made people have more jobs since they needed to make something to trade with others. It also expanded the culture and built economic growth. So like over here you see the photo. These are like people weighing the Indus scales. So these are the scales, and people since like Indus had trade, people had more jobs, and one of them were making potteries. During the Industrial Revolution, exporting, importing, and shipping was created, which made trade get easier. So this is the triangular trade, which is like played a really important role of the trading. So they traded like that as a triangle. So Europe, England traded manufactured products to Africa, and sometimes England got raw materials back from Africa, but African people were also made slaves, which were sent to Canada because England owned like the countries all around them. Like the African is colony of England, so like some slaves were sent to Caribbean island, which the slaves had to make raw materials such as sugar, and the raw materials sent back to England for the England to make more manufactured stuff, which made England more rich. And the impacts of England are that England got richer and got people even more jobs to do. Africa doesn't get benefits at all. People of Africa were made slaves, and they didn't get to use the raw materials since they needed to send it all back to England. In this case, more manufactured products were made. It also made it easier to get the things they needed because they were shipping, exporting, and importing. Nowadays, people use money for mostly everything. Some people still trade goods for other goods, just like the older days. For examples, some people might trade baseball cards with each other, and people use money for goods and services. If you try to bring a goat with you to 7-Eleven nowadays, they would probably kick you out. People don't just use money, but they also use credit cards. But the exporting, importing, and shipping since the Industrial Revolution still helps a lot today. Today, trade helped each country develop by earning more money from other countries. But in one way, people have to find money by having jobs and selling things. Rich people wouldn't understand that money is really hard to find, but the poor people would understand. So in conclusion, trade impacted people in a good way and a bad way. During ancient civilizations, trade had impacted people by getting different jobs, no, by getting different goods and having enough for themselves. The triangular of trade played a big part. It showed how England ruled and African lost their supplies and people. Nowadays, people use money to buy goods and that increased jobs. This showed development over centuries. Thank you.